Hello and welcome to Just Trying Things. I'm your host JT Tillinghast. I'm also a small variety gaming streamer over on Twitch. There'll be more about that at the end of the show. But for now we are all about the music, and I actually almost didn't get a video out to you this week. I had some technical issues that meant that I wasn't able to get as much recording done early as I would have liked, and I've just been a little bit under the weather, and I don't want to kind of record it if I don't have the energy that is appropriate to the moment. But I woke up this morning to the news that Brent had died, and so I was going to obviously listen to some Mastodon about it, but then I realised, I hadn't really got to grips with their last album, so here we are. That's why I'm doing this today. I don't know if that's even necessarily respectful to him, given his feelings, but here we are. This is Peace and Tranquility from Mastodon. R.I.P. Brent. We shall celebrate your work with the band that you hated so much. All of Metal salutes you. Have a good one wherever you are now. Was a notch over that guitar, to be fair. Hi, I'm Lyrical Analysis JD, and I apologise that I wasn't introduced earlier. It's his fault. What happens here, essentially, this is a reaction video, and there do need to be some interruptions to the music, so they're not just stealing the music. And what I like to do is, after I've listened to the song first time, without any interruptions for myself, so that I've had the full enjoyment of it there, without impairing that sort of first listen experience for myself. That might sound selfish, but I'm always interested in the lyrics of what I listen to, and so I'm editing myself in later on, after I've kind of listened to it once and maybe had a read of the lyrics again separately. So let's get into that. And obviously this is given what the most recent album, Hushed and Grim, was about, there was a high chance that this would be fairly tonally appropriate, thematically appropriate to the occasion. So let's take a look. The night I went under, there was no one around, nothing to swim to, not the sky, not the ground. I heard you speak to me, and you said to just go down. This, the album was made after a friend and colleague of theirs, their manager I think it was, who had died, and it's sort of so it's very much preoccupied with those themes. And this void that we enter at the beginning No sky, no ground, nothing to swim to, is a haunting image of the moment of passing across from life to death. I will say that Mastodon being writers of concept albums does mean that there are going to be parts of this that, without putting it in its proper context in the album, are not going to be all that clear. And this is a response to the song on its own. And just to set up, manage expectations, I guess. There are going to be parts of this that I probably won't get into that much, but that, at least, aspect is very clear. Swept away in peaceful tranquility. I wish that I could stay. And that the last part of the chorus there is difficult. There's a problem there because it's hard to say whether I wish that I could stay means the peace and tranquility of this seeming void. Peace and tranquility sounds nice. It certainly appeals to me. I don't read it too dark into that. But in the verse itself, it does sound kind of frightening. And I think, you know, the popular assumption is that I wish that I could stay alive. I wish that I could stay in this world. So it's taken on its own there. It's actually pretty hard to decide which version of that to read into, but maybe it will become clearer further into the song. Let's see. And I keep on waiting for someone to save me. And I keep waiting for someone to ask me, what is your name? That's an interesting point to be raising there. It's ask me what is your name. There's a desire there to be recognized, a desire for attention, I suppose, for someone's interest to even know who you are. I've seen worse before. I've had trouble breathing. I've had scrapes and scars, healing from lacerations, bending from days on end. I get up and walk away. It sounds like someone who's been through a lot, and in this moment, in this void, it's not that bad. I've been through worse, and I've walked away. I've lived through it. Maybe we're starting to see the appeal of the void after all. Maybe this is where we wish that we could stay. I should add that I'm no expert, and like I say, this is all taking place in the context of an album that tells a complete story, and I'm not listening to the whole album as I do this. So there's every chance that my interpretations are going to be complete garbage. But that's how that starts to come together for me in my reading that. Through all the lies I told before, well now they've all come true. Never mind this screaming in the cold, and when I caught a glimpse of you, you were laughing at me and looking away. And I did everything I could to try to get you to stay. That hurts a little. Again, we don't have enough information in the song on its own to really know exactly where it's coming from, but it somehow is impactful nonetheless. I did actually think about, like, with that in mind, the Mastodon concept album thing in mind, about doing like a complete album read through on my own time. Unfortunately, maybe I'll do a little bit at the end of the video about why I'm not able to put as much time into the YouTube as I would like, but definitely putting extra into reading the lyrics of a whole album in between recordings was unfortunately not going to work out, as much as I'd like to have that kind of time. But yeah, know that the at best 2 weekly release schedule at the moment is there are reasons for it. I'd like to be doing more, but my apologies. I would have genuinely liked to do that because I think it is important to have the context, and this is exactly why. But certainly what we can say is that it is laughing and looking away being the thing that is on this person's mind in this moment is troubling. That's things that hurts. That is emotionally impactful even without the full context, which is pretty good going. Another thing I did consider as well, because this is a song in which it's sung in different voices. Brent sings the verses and the choruses are Troy and Bran, and it's possible that actually it is being sung from different perspectives, and that's a way of doing that. But also Mastodon kind of do that a lot anyway, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But again, it's speculation at this point whether that is an intention here. I'm not going to read that as the assumption, just because again it is kind of Mastodon's MO to do that regardless. But it's an interesting thing to think about, that if we're able to kind of work through the whole thing properly, may turn out to be to have been significant. pass through dimensions and leaving this plane, turning into the ether, it changes everything. This is the moment that it finally resolves, I suppose. You would hope. We've left this life once and for all, swept away in peaceful tranquility. I wish that I could stay. I think the question about that sort of remains for me just a little bit. And that could be intentional. Like maybe there is at this point still an intentional, meaningful uncertainty. But I think you can read that both ways, and it works pretty well. Because here we go, I can't hear it all. I've had trouble speaking. Will this heal my heart? Relive the never-ending, bending for days on end. I'll get up and walk away. I can't hear it all in this void. I've had trouble speaking. This person who has struggled for recognition, for understanding, for someone to know and care about them. The difficulty in expression. I've had trouble speaking. Will this heal my heart? Will that make me feel better? Relive the never-ending, bending for days on end. I'll get up and walk away. Everything's changed. Turning into the ether, it changes everything. But still, I'll get up and walk away. And maybe that's the sort of positive note that the song ends on. That although it's over in one sense, it's not over. Even now in death, I'll get up and walk away. At least you'd hope that that's positive. But if all we're doing is reliving the never-ending bending for days on end, boy, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't change everything after all. Or maybe it just offers an opportunity for everything to change. It's a choice to be made from this point on. Do we keep reliving everything even after it's over? Or do we allow the hurt to fade into irrelevance and allow everything to change? Swept away in peaceful tranquility. Yeah. Just really, really good music. The progressiveness, the grooves. I mean, I think we were all wondering what Mastodon were going to sound like without Brent anyway. It is a shame that they obviously parted on such awful terms, having given us so many years of truly brilliant music. I picked the song almost at random, but knowing the themes of the last album, because actually it was influenced by events surrounding them at the time that was causing them a lot of grief. I kind of knew that there was going to be a degree of thematic appropriateness to this too. Yeah, I have relatively little to say other than that. Just, I guess, peace and tranquility. And obviously, follow me on Twitch if you want to hang out while I play video games. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff. You know how to use YouTube. Comment. Click one of the things around here to watch another one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.